Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Matt here, and we back with another episode of Matter of Fact MMA. So today we're going to go ahead and finish going over the remainder of the UFC 291 card that's going to go down this Saturday night I'm sorry, I was about to say in Las Vegas, actually in Salt Lake City, Utah, above sea level. So that means folks ain't going to be able to breathe. Nevertheless, the UFC is going back to Utah, to Salt Lake City, to go ahead and do another show where in the main event, the BMF Championship is on the line. Dustin Poirier is going to step in there along with Justin Gaethje. So that's going down. I've already covered that in a previous video. Now we're going to get into not every fight on the rest of the card, but we're at least going to touch on a few more. So the next one is going to be Gabriel Bonfim stepping in there with Trevin Giles. This fight right here, I got to go with Bonfim. I think that Trevin Giles has tremendous boxing. He's got pretty good scrambles, pretty good takedown defense for the most part, but I still got to go along with Bonfim in this one. I know his brother just recently lost, I should say, a few weekends ago, but I still got to go with Bonfim on this one. I think he's going to go out there and he's going to finish Trevin Giles. Next, we got Derek Lewis at heavyweight against Marcos Rogerio de Lima. Hold on real quick. Let me just check with some people. Uh, who had the idea of booking Derek Lewis in Salt Lake City, Utah? Anybody got any idea? Because I don't know why they did that. Like, why would you do that? Like, who is out here, as I've said in a previous video, who is out here booking the UFC? I mean, I know you got Dana and Hunter Campbell and all of these other people, but bro, who is out here? Who even said that on this card we must have a heavyweight fight? Like, you shouldn't even be doing a heavyweight fight in Salt Lake City, Utah. Like, these dudes, I mean, these dudes is gonna look like they just climbed 10 flights of steps while holding a 150-pound bag on their back while wearing Crocs. You know what I'm saying? Out of breath is what I'm talking about. Like, anyway, I don't even know why they would do that. This one right here, I mean, I'm a long time Derek Lewis fan, but I just can't even make a pick in this because, you know, my guy Derek Lewis seems like he might be on his way out soon, sooner than later, I'll say. If this wasn't in Salt Lake City, Utah, I got Derek Lewis all day. But by it being there, I don't know. I hope that he gets the win, but I'm not sure that he will. I mean, granted, I mean, Marcos Rogerio, I mean, he's a heavyweight too. He's a big guy too. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like he's out here slender. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's gonna have issues with that, you know, with that thick air there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We'll see how both guys' cardio holds up. But for that one, I mean, I'm just gonna leave that one there. I hope Derek Lewis wins, but I don't know. Anyway, moving on, we got Roman Kopylov against Claudio Ribeiro. Claudio Ribeiro is one of these explosive, you know, extremely exciting fighters, kind of similar to Michelle Pereira, somewhat. I mean, not quite the same, especially now the way Michelle Pereira fights, but you know, he's kind of somewhat fights in that style. He's a little bit more reserved, but he can go wild if he needs to when it comes to the standing or the striking. So I mean, I personally I got to go along with Kopylov on this. I think he's got good wrestling. I think he has good boxing. He's got good stand up. I should say overall. You know, definitely Claudio could catch him with some of those powerful leg kicks that he throws, but I believe Kopylov will be able to withstand that. So I'm going to go along with Kopylov to win that fight. Jake Matthews stepping in there against Darius Flowers on short notice. I mean, I thought Jake Matthews was going to end up being something, but after his last few fights, I'm not really sure, or at least his last fight, I'll say. When he fought Simmelsberger, I was just like, bro, like, what happened to Jake Matthews? So, you know what I'm saying? So on this one, I don't know. It's hard to call. It just kind of depends on if we were all sold a bill of goods on Jake Matthews or if he's still got, if he's still going to be some sort of a prospect. So on this one, I'm just going to stay away from it. I mean, you got to wonder, Darius Flowers is coming in on like 10 days notice. So I'm not sure how that's going to fare as far as his cardio or how he's going to look. He's a strong guy. He tends to go out there and just throw. Like he's not a guy that's game planning for like a 3-round war or anything like that. His goal is to go out there and get his opponent out of there quickly. So, powerful guy, could catch Jake Matthews with a few shots and drop him. I mean, Simmelsberger dropped him pretty easily multiple times. So we'll see if his chin holds up. But I'm not even really gonna make a call on that. But we'll see. We'll see what goes down in that. C.J. Vergara stepping there against Vinicius Salvador. I probably butchered that. I apologize. So here's the thing with Vergara. The first few times I saw him fight, I thought, well, this guy, he's really quick. He is really fast stand up. He has crisp striking. You know, he's a good kicker as well. He's got pretty, fairly good scrambles, so to speak. But I gotta say, in his last fight, and I know it was like this big deal, that he was managed to pull off the win, but I mean, with a lot of referees, they probably would stop that fight multiple times when he was getting rocked. And I mean, he kind of pulled what old girl did that fought Norma Dumont a little while ago. He did it there where he just took off running in the cage. Probably wasn't as egregious as old girl's was, but still, he took off running like quick. So honestly, I don't even know if I'm going to pick him in this one. I might lean towards Salvador because I'm not really sure, like, Vergara, I don't really know about him just yet. I thought he was going to be a little bit better than what I saw in his last fight, even though I know he did win. But I just thought he was going to be a little bit more sharp, sharper striker. I thought he was going to make better technical decisions. And I mean, he did get caught early, so he didn't really have a chance to show anything. But I think I'm gonna lead toward Salvador in this one. Then coincidentally, I just brought him up about the Jake Matthews fight. Matthew Simmelsberger stepping there against Uros Medic. Probably butchered his name. I apologize. I'm gonna go with Semi the Jedi all day. I mean, I just think that guy, he hits with power. He hits with force. He's a pretty skilled striker, but if he's got to get in there and make it a dog fight, you know what I'm saying? He'll get in there and make it a dog fight, so, I mean, that guy, he's never down and out, so to speak. His last fight, I know it was a loss, but it kind of looked like to me he had some sort of an injury they sustained during that fight or came into that fight with an injury. So I'm not really looking a whole lot at that. So I'm going to go along with Matthew Simmelsberger to win this one. Miranda Maverick, I wasn't really too impressed by her last fight. She's stepping there against Priscilla Cachoeira. I mean, I kind of thought Miranda Maverick should have won her last fight way more cleaner than what it was. And I don't know, she just doesn't seem to be the same fighter that she was when she first hit the scene in the UFC. So, and Priscilla Cachoeira, if you can get her to the cage, if she actually makes it to the octagon, because she's always got something that happens. If she even makes weight, she's liable not to fight because they'll pull her from the fight during the night due to weight cut complications. I'm going to go ahead and say now she's probably going to miss weight, honestly. I mean, you can never really count on her, right? I kind of feel like she's probably going to end up missing weight for this fight, and Miranda Maverick will probably take 20 or 30% of her purse and still fight her. But here's the thing with Priscilla Cachoeira, she's such an awkward, weird fighter. Weird things happen for her. Like, she's beaten quite a few people that I felt like either she robbed them on the scorecards or she didn't, frankly, have the skill to beat. So I'm going to pick her in this fight. I'm going to pick her over Miranda Maverick because I just think weird things happen with Priscilla Cachoeira. I know she's going to come in there heavy. She's not, I guarantee she's going to miss weight. So, and Miranda Maverick is a little bit too prideful, so she's not going to turn down that extra money. She'll still fight her, and I think Priscilla will probably end up sleeping her or get skating away with a robbery on the scorecards. So that's why I'm gonna go with right there. But nevertheless, it looks like we went through the whole card with your boy Matt. You know what I'm saying? How about that? You know what I mean? So that's what it is. UFC 291. Those are my picks. There were a lot of fights I couldn't make picks, but some of these were a little bit closer than what you might think. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Going down this Saturday night, Salt Lake City, Utah, UFC 291. We're going to see what's going to happen with the BMF title. We're going to see if Yanni Blanco can stop the rise of Poatan, Alex Pereira. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of good fights on there we're going to check out. There's one sad fight with Tony Ferguson versus King Bobby Green. So we'll see how that goes. But nevertheless, it goes down. I believe they have the press conference a little bit later on tonight, so I may take a look at that, might make a reaction video. We'll see how that goes, if there's anything to react to, and we'll see how it goes. So I appreciate you guys for joining me for another episode of Matter of Fact MMA, and I'll check you next time. Peace.